So you're thinking about getting married. Let's talk about that. You're on the Ledger.
The Bedrock Ledger. Bedrock Ledger. Live a better life.
As a kid, you're brought up to believe from a very early age that you should grow up, find a woman, and take care of her and make a life with her. So what do you gain from being married? A warm body to sleep with at night, to wake up to, maybe some help around the house if you're lucky. And if you're real lucky, maybe you'll get some somewhat regular sex. But then you have to think about what you're losing. The first thing you're going to lose, and arguably the most important, is your autonomy. So, what do I mean by that? Well, most women will value the marriage over anything and do everything they can to mitigate any kind of perceived threat to that marriage. That's hobbies you have that take away time from the marriage. That's friends that you have. You know, if you like to go out to happy hour with your friends, those days are over. You like to play guitar, practice guitar for hours on end, those days are over. If you like to go out to the shop and do woodworking, over. So you're going to lose that. And you have to be ready for that. And I'm not saying it's all women. Let me be clear about that. It is most women, though, because that's just the way most of them are wired. That's just how they are. Wow, look at all these turtles. The next thing that you might want to look out for, or might want to think about, is your financial freedom. If you like to go shop every now and then and buy shoes, electronics, sports cars, guitars, whatever you want to buy, if you're used to doing that without talking to anybody about it, getting their approval, you can kiss that goodbye. Because when you do get married, finances come together, and when you want to buy something, she is going to weigh it against what she wants, her goals. For example, if you want to buy a Corvette, let's say, you just want to buy an old Corvette because you like old cars, she's probably going to have another place for that money to go. Oh, I want to go to Europe. Oh, I want to go to Hawaii again. Oh, I want a new camera. I want a new purse. You're going to lose that financial freedom. You're not going to be able to make the decisions. Your money is her money, and her money is her money. And now let's talk about the risks. Because a lot of times, people that get into a marriage think about it as a romantic partnership, which is kind of what it is before you get married. But what it actually is a legally binding contract. And this contract is a losing proposition for the man 9 times out of 10. Now, if you have found an 85-year-old billionaire woman with a terminal illness who's willing to marry you, you need to jump on that shit. But if you haven't, then I'm talking to you. If you get divorced for any reason, whoever's fault it is, it doesn't make a damn. If you get divorced for any reason, you're going to split your assets 50-50. If you have a 401k, let's say you're married 20 years and you have $500,000 in your 401k. Let's say she doesn't have a 401k. She is going to get $250,000. And you are going to be set back 10 years. If you have children with her, you are going to 100% pay child support if you make more money than she does, even 1 penny more than she does. And we're talking a lot of money. If she happens to make more money than you do, and you have children, that does not necessarily mean that she's going to pay child support. Because all she has to do is file for more custody. And being the mom, the courts are going to side with the mom. She'll get it. And if she has more than 50% custody, even if she makes more money than you do, you are going to pay child support. So you're not going to win that battle. Okay, let's talk about prenups now. Because I can hear you right now in the comments, well, I'll just get a prenup and then I won't have to lose anything. I'm going to protect myself. You get an attorney to review that prenup, to draft it up for you, and you go through all the correct legal channels, which if your heart is set on getting married, that is the only way you're going to protect yourself or even have a chance at it. But if you have that drawn up and it says that in the event of a divorce, she will not get your assets, good luck getting her to sign that. And if she doesn't sign it, run. Because now you know her motives. So what if you don't have children? Well, the good news is no child support for you. The bad news is, depending on what state you live in, thankfully not mine, but depending on what state you live in, you may be required to pay her alimony, which is still a pretty good chunk of your income. So let's break it down. There are certain advantages to being married. They are few and far between. You have tax advantages. You pay less taxes. You have a warm body to sleep with at night and to wake up with every morning. And then you have, hopefully, intermittent sex. And then all the downsides that I just went through. And that's not all of them. This is not an all-inclusive list. You also have to put up with constant nagging. How long are you gonna be gone? What time are you gonna be back? How much did you spend on that? That kind of shit. And you're not gonna have a happy life. You're not gonna have freedom over your finances, your friends, your daily activities, your hobbies. All that is out the window. So you need to keep this in mind. What I would recommend, if you still want to get married after this, which I don't know why the fuck you would, but if you still want to get married after all this, then what I would do is go to an attorney and draw up a prenup and then give it to her to sign. And if she signs it, you're in the clear. And hopefully that will stand up in court. You're not in the clear from all the other shit that I was talking about, but at least you'll be hopefully protected financially. If you're finding value in what I'm doing here on the Bedrock Ledger, and you feel like this could help you live a better life, go ahead and drop a like, hit subscribe, and comment down below on what your thoughts are Should you get married? Should you not? Why and why not? I look forward to reading them. That's all I got for today. I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and I hope that you've got something out of it. And hopefully it'll help you live a better life. See you in the next one.